The border situation between Thailand and Cambodia has deteriorated rapidly into open hostility, threatening to derail regional stability as a fragile ceasefire collapses into violence. Heavy fighting has erupted along the disputed frontier, marking the fiercest escalation since the deadly exchanges witnessed in July. The conflict reignited despite a truce that was brokered in October by United States President Donald Trump, which had aimed to de-escalate tensions over territorial claims. It never really addressed the root causes of the conflict. Prime Minister Hun Manet nominated U.S. President Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize for getting the agreement over the line, but it never really tackled the root causes of the conflict. The issue is over who has what territory in the disputed border area that has been going on for over a century. The core of the dispute is a long-standing territorial conflict centered on the 11th century Preah Vihear Temple and the surrounding 4.6 square kilometer area. The border disagreement is rooted in a 1907 colonial map. The International Court of Justice (ICJ) ruled in 1962 that the temple itself belongs to Cambodia, and a subsequent 2013 interpretation clarified that the promontory upon which it sits is also Cambodian territory. However, cultural significance and unresolved territorial grievance continue to fuel tensions. The contested 508-mile border has been a flashpoint for over a century, with periodic deadly clashes reminding the region of its fragility. This core dispute was never worked out when Trump had the two countries' prime ministers sign the peace agreement, and so neither side is keen to give an inch of territory. Both sides now blame each other for breaking the truce. With trust eroded and cannons firing, the prospect of a meeting between the two leaders appears increasingly remote. Thailand's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Thaisak Songkhekeo, speaking to international media, argued that the current environment on the ground provides no space for a diplomatic solution. He stated that the Cambodian government is not currently ready for peace talks, insisting that a fundamental change in behavior is required before dialogue can resume. Bangkok has vowed to continue its military operations despite growing regional tensions and international concerns, maintaining that it is determined to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity through necessary military measures. Again, Thai Foreign Minister Thaisak Songkhekeo emphasized that Cambodia is not ready for peace negotiations, claiming that a change of ways on the part of the Cambodian side is required for talks to proceed. Thailand has vowed to continue military operations even when the Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet has expressed readiness for immediate talks to end the violence and to return immediately to the negotiating table, urging Thailand to respect the terms of the previous ceasefire agreement. Thai military forces have launched comprehensive airstrikes and ground operations against Cambodian military positions, describing their actions as defensive measures necessary to prevent attacks on civilian populations. Cambodia's Prime Minister Hun Manet has strongly criticized Thailand's action, accusing Bangkok of attacking civilian villages under the pretext of sovereignty and reporting rising civilian casualties from what he described as unprovoked aggression. Thai officials claim their strikes specifically targeted Cambodian bases equipped with long-range artillery systems that pose direct threats to Thai communities, while the Thai Navy reported Cambodian forces deploying snipers, heavy weapons, and constructing fortified trenches along the border. The military posture on both sides indicates a readiness for prolonged confrontation. The Thai Navy reported that Cambodian forces have deployed snipers, heavy weapons, and have been digging fortified trenches along the border, calling these actions a direct threat to Thailand's sovereignty. Thailand has responded with tanks and fighter jets. The situation highlights the extreme difficulty of maintaining peace agreement in the region, where historical animosity and national pride are deeply intertwined with territorial claims. Experts warn that without a swift de-escalation, the conflict could destabilize the broader Southeast Asian region. As artillery fire continues, the path forward remains unclear. The international community watches with concern as two important Southeast Asian nations slide back into conflict. The displacement of over 100,000 people presents an immediate crisis that will require a coordinated humanitarian response regardless of the military outcome. The failure of the previous ceasefire brokered by external power raises questions about what form of diplomacy or pressure could bring the parties to a lasting settlement. The events of the past days serve as a stark reminder that old borders and older temples can still ignite very modern wars. Both countries have initiated large-scale evacuations of border communities as artillery fire continues to rain down on populated area, creating a humanitarian crisis that regional organizations are struggling to address effectively. Diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis are faltering. The human cost of the renewed conflict is rapidly mounting. Reports indicate at least 13 people have been killed since the clash began, with numbers likely to rise. Over 140,000 civilians have been forced to flee their homes in border provinces on both sides, creating a significant humanitarian crisis. Footage from Thai media shows significant damage to residents, with rooftops ripped apart and walls punctured by artillery fires. Civilians on both sides recount stories of fears and uncertainty as military trucks move toward the frontier and artillery fire continues. The United Nations has urged both nations to immediately cease hostilities and recommit to peace. If you have made it this far, congratulations. You have unlocked the truth. I want to ask you a quick question though. With previous ceasefire brokered by external powers like the US failing, does ASEAN have the necessary unity and leverage to mediate a lasting peace between Thailand and Cambodia? Or does this conflict require a different diplomatic approach entirely? And why? Join the debate. We want to hear your insightful opinion on where this is all heading in our community. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate your support. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Like the video, share this video with friends and family, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, subscribe. One more thing. If you like what you see, if you like the video, please subscribe and give me a thumb up. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the next one.